Hey everybody, Mr. A here with another lesson here in the power of one-to-one, one school, one device, one world. Today our spotlight's going to be on Google Classroom, and you're going to use Google Classroom in order to successfully engage in online learning. What is Google Classroom? Well, from what I understand, you guys have had some experience with it in grade 5, but for those who may not or may have forgotten, it's an online learning portal for students. It's a place for you to create and submit digital work for review and feedback from your teachers. In order to join a Google Classroom, your teachers are going to provide you in most cases with a code. You must type it exactly as it's written. So you click when you go to Google Classroom Join Class, the little plus button, and you'll type in the exact code that they give you. Some teachers may also invite you, in which case when you go to Google Classroom, you'll see a picture of their course along with a blue Join button, and you'll just click Join to join. The Google Classroom itself is broken down into multiple parts. The first page that you go to when you are entering a class is called the Stream section. Think of it like a social hub. It's a place where announcements, updates, links, it's chronological, so as new things are posted, it kind of pushes down what is already there. Sometimes teachers will manipulate and put one thing at the very top, but for the most part, it's chronological. And sometimes, depending on how the classroom is set up by that particular teacher, it includes shortcuts to the assignments that are in the Classwork section. So the Classwork section is the most important section. It's the place where you'll find your digital assignments, the materials for the course, and depending on how the teacher chooses to, it might be organized by the unit, by the topic, or by the date. So you can see here as mine scrolls through. Once we went remote last year, I started to do it by the week or weeks of the particular assignment. And then you also can see along the left margin of that screenshot the different topics and or dates that were listed. And you actually can sort by that. So if you know, for example, you're working on the current events unit, you can just click current events and only see those assignments in your classwork section. So just a little cheat while we're going through this. When you complete online work, you obviously have to be able to submit it. In order for you to submit your work, the first thing you want to do is make sure it's complete. So you don't want to be handing in anything that's blank or that's not actually done. If you need to, you also can add assignments. So if there's a particular project and the teacher wants you to upload a picture of this or something else, a link to another assignment using a different tool or activity, then you have the option to do that. And then you're going to click Turn In, and it will prompt you and be like, are you sure you want to hand this in? And you'll click Turn In again. You don't want to share. So the whole reason why we have Classroom to begin with is because it's a place for the teachers to be able to collect all the work and look all the work without getting 100, 120 different emails every time something's shared with them. So unless you're explicitly told to by your teacher, you should be submitting your work in Classroom instead. One last caveat here, and that is that not all classrooms are the same. So teachers will have similar principles throughout, but there also will be differences from teacher to teacher. So I would suggest you listen very carefully to your teacher's instruction when they teach you about their particular classroom and ask questions if there's some sort of confusion as it compares to another one. So that's a very short overview of how you can use Google Classroom in order to successfully engage in online learning. For the power of one-to-one, I'm Mr. A.